My child, I want you to receive this in the stillness within your own heart. Do not rush past these words. Do not let the noise around you decide whether this is for you. There are truths that can only be recognized when your soul becomes quiet enough to notice what has been stirring beneath the surface. You have felt it, have you not? That gentle unease, that heaviness you could not explain, that pause in your spirit when everything on the outside seemed to say proceed, but something deeper within you whispered, wait. I am speaking to the place in you that has been trying to understand whether what you feel is weakness, whether it is fear, whether it is only anxiety, whether it is something broken inside you. But listen to me, my beloved, not every inward trembling is the voice of fear. Not every heaviness is proof that you are unstable. Not every loss of peace is something to silence quickly so that you can keep moving. Sometimes the unease in your spirit is not an enemy to rebuke, but a signal to discern. Sometimes what you call discomfort is my mercy touching the edge of your decision before your feet step where your eyes cannot yet see. I do not always warn with thunder. I do not always stop you with a loud voice, a visible sign, or a dramatic interruption that leaves no room for question. Many times I reach for you through a pause. I slow you through a withdrawn peace. I protect you through an inward restraint that feels gentle, but carries the weight of heaven. I place a holy caution inside you, not because I want you afraid, but because I love you too much to let you walk blindly into what is hidden. Do you see? The warning may not come as a storm around you, but as a stillness within you that refuses to agree with the path before you. This is why you must not instantly dismiss what I am allowing you to feel. Bring it near to me. Ask me plainly, is this anxiety, or is this my spirit protecting you from what you cannot yet see? Is this fear trying to rule you, or discernment trying to guard you? Is this the voice of old wounds, or is this the quiet hand of your Father keeping you from harm? My child, I am not asking you to panic. I am asking you to listen. I am not calling you into suspicion. I am calling you into discernment. Before this message goes deeper, if these words are already speaking to your spirit, like this video, as a simple act of agreement that you are willing to listen. Subscribe for messages that help you walk in discernment and remain sensitive to my voice. And write in the comments, Lord, sharpen my discernment. Let that be your prayer before we continue, not from fear, but from surrender. For the unease you have been carrying may not be something to bury. It may be heaven getting your attention before mercy reveals what your eyes could not yet understand. And hear me now, my child, because this must be settled in you before you go further. This is not condemnation. This is not me standing far away from you with anger in my eyes. This is not rejection. This is not abandonment. This is not a message meant to make you suspicious of every person, afraid of every step, or panicked in every decision. I do not speak to frighten you, but that you may live. I do not stir your spirit so that you will hide in fear, but so that you will come closer to me, where your heart can see clearly again. My beloved, I have not left you. Even in the unease, I am near. Even in the hesitation, I am guiding. Even in the correction, I am loving you. For a father who loves his child does not allow that child to run toward danger without calling out. A shepherd who loves his sheep does not remain silent when the path ahead leads toward a cliff. A physician who loves life does not ignore the early sign of sickness simply because the patient does not yet feel the full pain of it. Do you see? What you are calling discomfort may be my care arriving before consequence. What feels like interruption may be my hand preserving what I placed inside you. As it is written, for whom the Lord loves he corrects, even as a father the son in whom he delights. Proverbs 3:12. My correction is not the absence of love, it is the evidence of it. My restraint is not me taking joy from you. It is me protecting joy from being stolen by what you cannot yet discern. I see further than you see. I know what is hidden beneath pleasant words. I know what is waiting behind open doors. I know the difference between opportunity and distraction, between affection and attachment, between a blessing that carries peace and a path that only imitates promise. This is why discernment often begins as discomfort before it becomes clarity. At first, you may not have language for it. You may only sense a pause, a heaviness, a quiet inward resistance, a peace that lifts whenever you try to convince yourself that everything is fine. Do not despise that beginning. Do not mock what you cannot yet explain. Bring it to me. Let me teach you the difference between fear that torments and wisdom that guards. For I have said, I will instruct you and teach you in the way which you shall go. I will guide you with my eye. Psalm 32, 8. So receive this with a tender heart. I am not against you. I am for you. I am not pushing you away. I am drawing you nearer. The unease that is born of my spirit is not rejection from my presence. It is often the nearness of my presence protecting my child before the danger becomes visible. Pause. Listen. Let my love correct what hurry would ignore. My child, this is where you must learn to divide what has been tangled within you. Fear and discernment can both feel serious at first, but they do not carry the same fruit. Fear rushes you. Fear multiplies voices. Fear tells you that if you do not act immediately, everything will collapse. Fear attacks your identity and whispers that you are foolish, forgotten, unsafe, unloved, behind, abandoned, and unable to hear me. Fear does not lead you into my presence. It pushes you into panic. It says, run without listening, decide without praying, escape without understanding, protect yourself without trusting me. But the warning of my spirit is different. It may be sober. It may be weighty. It may cause you to stop when others continue, to become quiet when others are speaking loudly, to step back when everything around you is urging you forward. Yet, even when it is serious, it does not destroy the center of your peace. It does not tear you away from me. It draws you closer. It calls you to pause, to pray, to search your heart, to bring the matter into the light, to look carefully before you move. Fear produces confusion and panic, but discernment produces holy caution. Fear scatters the soul, but my spirit gathers it. Do you see the difference? Fear says, you are alone. The spirit says, come near and listen. Fear says, you must fix this before you understand it. The spirit says, remain until you hear clearly. Fear says, trust the pressure. The spirit says, trust my voice. Fear says, every door is a threat. The spirit says, test the door by my peace, my word, and my wisdom. Fear makes you suspicious of everything and everyone, but discernment makes you sensitive to what I am revealing. I am not asking you to be suspicious of everything, my beloved, but to be sensitive to the Holy Spirit in everything. So when unease rises within you, do not only ask, why do I feel this? Ask also, where is this feeling taking me? Is it driving you away from me, into hiding, into accusation, into frantic imagining, into restless control? Or is it drawing you into prayer, truth, stillness, obedience, and surrender? Is it making you rehearse disaster, or is it inviting you to seek wisdom? Is it attacking who you are in me, or is it protecting what I have placed inside you? The direction of the unease will often reveal its source. For I have not given you the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind, as it is written in 2 Timothy 1:7. A sound mind does not mean you will never feel concern. It means concern will not become your master. It means you can feel a warning without bowing to panic. It means you can slow down without being paralyzed. It means you can admit that something does not feel right and still remain held by my peace. My spirit does not need to scream to be clear. My warning does not need to terrify you to protect you. Therefore, listen carefully. If what you feel is pushing you into instant fear, pause before you obey it. If what you feel is drawing you into deeper prayer, do not ignore it. If your peace lifts every time you force a decision, bring that decision before me again. If your heart feels checked when your mind has already built an argument, do not despise the check. I know what your reasoning cannot reach. I know what your emotions cannot measure. I know what is hidden behind timing, desire, opportunity, and pressure. My child, I will not shame you for needing clarity. Ask me, sit with me, open my word, invite my light. Let trusted wisdom confirm what your spirit is sensing. The voice of fear will demand that you move before you hear, but the voice of my spirit will teach you how to wait without losing trust. Pause, remain, listen. I am not leading you into confusion. I am teaching you to recognize the difference between the noise that torments and the warning that saves. And now, my child, I want you to notice what happens when peace begins to lift. Not peace as the world defines it, not the ease that comes when everything goes your way, not the comfort of having no questions, no resistance, and no waiting, but the deeper peace I place within you as a guard over your heart. There are moments when you will speak with a person, and nothing outwardly will seem wrong, yet afterward your spirit feels unsettled. There are moments when you will stand in a place that appears pleasant, acceptable, even promising, yet something within you becomes heavy. There are moments when a decision makes sense on paper, when the timing appears right, when others approve, when your reasoning has built a strong case, and still, every time you bring it near me, peace withdraws like light pulling back from a path I do not want you to take. Do not ignore this, my beloved. Do not despise the quiet restraint because it does not arrive with a full explanation. Sometimes the sign is sudden caution. Sometimes it is repeated inward resistance. Sometimes it is a loss of peace after a conversation that sounded harmless. Sometimes it is heaviness around a decision that everyone else celebrates. Sometimes it is restlessness that returns again and again, even after you have comforted yourself with logic, excuses, and the opinions of others. You tell yourself, it is fine. You tell yourself, there is no reason to feel this way. You tell yourself, nothing bad has happened. Yet your soul keeps pausing. Your spirit keeps listening for something your mind has not yet named. Listen carefully. Not every difficult person is dangerous. Not every closed door is rejection. Not every uncomfortable decision is wrong. Some things require courage. Some assignments require endurance. Some relationships require humility, patience, forgiveness, and maturity. I do not want you to call every inconvenience a warning. I do not want you to run from every place where growth is required. But when peace repeatedly lifts, when the same inward caution returns, when your spirit cannot rest no matter how strongly your mind argues, do not harden yourself against the warning. Bring it into my light. For peace is not merely a feeling, my child. Peace can be a guard. Peace can stand at the gate of your heart and refuse entrance to what your desire is trying to welcome. Peace can restrain your feet when your emotions are ready to move. Peace can become quiet, not because I have abandoned you, but because I am showing you that something is hidden beneath the surface. Words can be polished, faces can be kind, opportunities can appear convenient, doors can look open and still lead toward harm. But I see what is beneath. I see the motive behind the invitation. I see the end of the road before you take the first step. As it is written, your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119, 105. A lamp does not flatter the road, it reveals it. My word does not only comfort what is wounded, it exposes what is dangerous. My light does not shame you for having questions. It shows you where to place your feet. There are paths that appear smooth in darkness, but when my light touches them, you begin to see the cracks, the snares, the hidden turn. The place where convenience becomes compromise and affection becomes bondage. Do you see? I am not removing peace to torment you. I may be removing peace to reveal what words have hidden. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. As it is written in John 10:27, my voice is not always loud, but it is faithful. My shepherding is not always dramatic, but it is near. When I call you away, it is because I know the pasture that can feed you and the place that can wound you. When I check your spirit, it is because you belong to me. When I allow unease to rise again and again, it is not so you will live suspiciously, but so you will walk wisely. So when peace lifts from a person, place, or decision, do not argue with your soul until it becomes numb. Do not force yourself to accept what I am asking you to examine. Pause, pray, open my word. Ask me to reveal what is true. Let the light come in before you move forward. If it is fear, I will steady you. If it is wisdom, I will confirm it. If it is my warning, I will make the next step clear enough for obedience. Remain with me long enough to hear. I am guarding you with love. But my child, there is another danger you must understand, and it does not always arrive looking like rebellion. Delay often enters softly. It does not always say, I will disobey God. It says, I am busy. It says, I am tired. It says, I need more time. It says, this is not the right moment. It wraps itself in reason until the heart no longer notices that obedience is being postponed. Delay whispers, later will do. Not now. You can deal with this tomorrow. And because the whisper sounds calm, you may not recognize that it is slowly teaching you to ignore what I have been lovingly showing you. Do you see? The warning was clear when it first came. Your spirit paused, your peace lifted, your conscience stirred. Something within you knew that a conversation needed to end, that a boundary needed to be restored, that a decision needed to be surrendered, that a habit needed to come into the light, that a door needed to be questioned before you walked through it. But then delay began to speak. You explained it away. You waited for stronger proof. You asked for another sign when I had already given you enough light for the next step. You told yourself you would pray later, obey later, withdraw later, confess later, change later, and with every later, the sharpness of the warning became softer. Listen to me carefully, my beloved. The longer a divine warning is delayed, the easier it becomes to confuse disobedience with peace. What once troubled you begins to feel normal. What once convicted you becomes something you can tolerate. What once made your spirit tremble becomes part of the background of your life. This is not because the danger disappeared. It is because the heart can become numb when truth is repeatedly postponed. A soul can grow accustomed to dim light. A conscience can become quiet, not because I stopped speaking, but because you trained yourself to move past the place where I asked you to stop. Do you recognize how many warnings you explained away because they interrupted your comfort? Do you recognize how many times you called it overthinking when I was asking you to examine? How many times you called it inconvenience when I was placing protection in your path? How many times you called it pressure when it was my spirit urging you not to sleep through the moment of mercy? My child, I am not saying this to condemn you. I am saying it to awaken you while your heart is still tender enough to respond. As it is written, today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your hearts. Hebrews 3:15, today is mercy, today is light. Today is the place where obedience can still be simple. And as it is written, watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour. Matthew 25:13. Watch, not with fear, but with a listening heart. Watch, not because I am against you, but because I am guarding what I have placed within you. So do not wait until the warning becomes distant. Do not wait until your peace is buried beneath habit. Pause now, return now, bring the matter before me now. If I am warning you, I will not shame you for finally listening. I will meet you in the turning. I will strengthen you in the obedience. I will restore sensitivity where delay has made you dull. Come, while your heart can still hear me clearly. And my child, now I want you to look again at the door that closed. Look again at the plan that fell apart. Look again at the invitation that did not continue, the relationship that suddenly shifted, the opportunity that seemed to disappear without explanation, the path that became strangely difficult after you had already imagined yourself walking through it. You called it rejection. You called it loss. You called it delay. You wondered why I allowed resistance when you thought the door was finally opening. But listen to me with a softened heart. Some closed doors are not punishment. Some interruptions are not abandonment. Some failed plans are not proof that I have forgotten you. They are mercy before understanding. I see what you do not see. I hear conversations you never heard. I know motives you could not measure. I know what would have happened after the excitement faded, after the promise was tested, after the pleasant beginning revealed the hidden cost. I know the consequence that had not yet arrived. I know the sorrow that was still forming in the distance. I know the compromise that would have slowly asked for more of you than you were meant to give. And because I love you, there are times I will let a door close before you understand why it had to close. I did not block you to embarrass you. I restrained you to preserve you. Do you see? My restraint is not always gentle to your emotions, but it is faithful to your life. There are forms of mercy that first feel like disappointment. There are rescues that look like denial. There are protections that arrive as silence, delay, resistance, exposure, separation, or a sudden loss of access. You may have cried because something did not work out, but you did not see what I was preventing. You may have grieved because someone walked away, but you did not see what would have entered your heart if they had stayed. You may have felt humiliated because a door closed publicly, but you did not see how privately that door would have harmed your peace, your calling, your family, your purity, your future. Remember Jonah, my child. He ran from the direction I gave him, and a storm rose upon the sea. That storm was not sent to destroy him. It was sent to stop him. The wind, the waves, the shaking of the ship, the interruption of his plans. All of it became a restraining mercy before he could continue deeper into the wrong direction. As it is written, the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest. Jonah 1:4. Do you understand the tenderness hidden inside that severity? I could have let him keep sailing. I could have allowed him to mistake distance for freedom. But love intervened. Mercy interrupted. The storm became a boundary. So do not judge every closed door by how it wounded your preference. Bring it before me and ask, Father, were you preserving me? Were you keeping me from what I could not discern? Were you guarding my heart from attachment, my home from confusion, my mind from bondage, my spirit from compromise, my calling from delay? Ask me, my beloved, and wait long enough to hear. Do not spend all your strength grieving what did not open. Do not build an altar of sorrow at the threshold of a door I closed in mercy. If I shut it, I know why. If I interrupted it, I saw beyond it. If I restrained you, I was not against you. I was before you, standing between you and what your eyes could not yet name. As it is written, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. Psalm 37:23. Ordered steps also mean restrained steps. Guided steps also mean redirected steps. Protected steps also mean doors that do not open when your desire knocks. Trust me in what I allow, and trust me in what I prevent. I am not only the God who gives, I am also the Father who guards. I am not only present when the way is clear, I am present when the way is blocked. Stop grieving every closed door as loss, and begin asking where my hand was, preserving your life. The mercy you do not understand today may become the testimony you thank me for tomorrow. So bring the unease into the light, my child. Do not sit alone with it until your mind turns it into a courtroom, defending what I am asking you to surrender and accusing what I am trying to reveal. Do not argue with the warning until your heart becomes exhausted. Do not cover the unrest with busyness, entertainment, explanations, or the approval of people who cannot see what I am showing you in secret. Come to me plainly. Come without polished words. Come without pretending you are stronger than you feel. Say to me, Lord, show me what this unease is revealing. Show me whether this is fear to be healed, wisdom to be followed, sin to be confessed, timing to be honored, or a door you are asking me not to force. My beloved, there are things that become clearer only when they are brought into my presence. In your own thoughts, the unease may feel tangled. In the noise of others, it may feel confusing. But in prayer, in my word, in honest surrender, the hidden thing begins to take shape. You may begin to see that a relationship has been draining your spiritual life, not all at once, but slowly, gently, quietly, until prayer feels distant and obedience feels heavy. You may begin to see a habit you have kept hidden, something you told yourself was small, something you believed you could manage, something that has been shaping your appetite while you called it harmless. You may begin to see that a decision was made from pressure, not peace, from fear of disappointing someone, not from trust in me. Do you see? The unease is not always there to accuse you. Sometimes it is there to uncover what your soul has been too tired to name. It may be pointing to a compromise that once seemed small, a word you should not have agreed with, a boundary you should not have lowered, a place you kept returning to though your spirit never rested there. It may be a warning about timing, my child. Not everything that is possible is appointed. Not every open door is mine. Not every urgent voice carries my wisdom. There are blessings that must be received in the right season, and there are things that become harmful when taken before obedience has prepared the heart. So do not fear the light. My light does not expose in order to humiliate you. My truth does not reveal in order to crush you. Darkness grows where things remain unaddressed, but truth reveals in order to heal. What stays hidden keeps speaking beneath the surface. What is brought before me can be cleansed, ordered, restored, and made whole. I am not calling you into shame. I am calling you into freedom. I am not asking you to uncover your heart because I do not know it. I already know it, my beloved. I am inviting you to see with me what I have seen all along, so that you will no longer be ruled by what remains unnamed. As it is written, search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me, and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. Psalm 139, 23-24. Let this become your prayer. Search me, Father. Know me. Try my thoughts. Reveal the way in me that is not leading to life. Lead me in the everlasting way. This is not the prayer of a condemned child. This is the prayer of a beloved child who trusts the Father's hands. This is the prayer of one who knows that exposure in my presence is mercy, not rejection. Pause with me, open the matter before me, place the person, the habit, the decision, the compromise, the timing, the fear, and the desire under my light. Do not rush to defend it. Do not rush to condemn yourself. Let me speak. Let my word divide what emotion has tangled. Let my spirit make clear what pressure has blurred. The unease becomes clearer when you stop arguing with it and begin surrendering it. Bring it into the light, my child, and I will show you what must be healed, what must be released, what must be delayed, and what must be obeyed. And if you wonder whether I have always worked this way, look into my word, my child, and you will see that my warnings often begin as interruptions. They do not always begin with full explanations. They begin with a voice in the night, a hand reaching through the waves, a closed door before the wedding feast, a storm rising on the sea. They begin with something that disturbs the ordinary rhythm of life, so the heart will stop long enough to hear me. Do you see? The interruption is not proof that I have abandoned you. It may be the very evidence that I am calling you back before harm becomes harvest. Remember Samuel. He was young, and he did not yet know how to recognize my voice. I called him in the stillness of the night, and at first he thought the voice belonged to someone else. He ran to Eli because what he heard was real, but unfamiliar. My child, this is how discernment often begins. The first call may not feel clear to you. The first stirring may feel strange. The first inward check may make you ask, is this God? Is this fear? Is this my own thought? Is this something I should pay attention to? But the answer was not panic. The answer was stillness, as it is written, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. 1 Samuel 3:9. That is the posture I am teaching you. Not frantic guessing, not hardened dismissal, not endless argument. Simply this, Speak, Lord, I am listening. And remember Peter, my beloved. He stepped out upon the water because he heard my call, but when he saw the wind, he became afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. Matthew 14:30. Do you see the mercy in this? Fear distracted him, but fear did not place him beyond my reach. The storm was loud, the waves were moving, his focus was shaken, but my hand was near enough to rescue him. So when your unease becomes tangled with fear, do not hide from me. Cry out. If you have looked too long at the wind, turn back to my face. If you have begun to sink beneath thoughts, pressure, confusion, or regret, call to me. I do not despise the cry of a child who is sinking. I reach, I lift, I correct the focus, and I bring the heart back to trust. Remember also the wise virgins. Their lamps were ready before the cry came at midnight. They did not borrow readiness in the final moment, because readiness cannot be borrowed when the door is already at hand. As it is written, Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour. Matthew 25:13. My child, discernment must be cultivated before crisis arrives. Oil is gathered in the hidden place. Sensitivity is strengthened in daily surrender. A listening heart is formed when you obey small promptings, when you keep your lamp trimmed, when you do not wait until danger is obvious before you seek my voice. Do not live spiritually empty and expect borrowed wisdom to carry you through a midnight moment. Come now, listen now, let me fill what has been neglected. And yes, remember Jonah again. A storm stopped him, a pause swallowed him, a forced return became mercy. What looked like severity was me, interrupting a path of disobedience before it carried him further. I warned before I corrected. I corrected before destruction, and when his heart turned back, I restored purpose. This is my way, my beloved. I warn before I correct before destruction, and I restore when the heart returns. I do not interrupt to humiliate you. I interrupt to save you. I do not expose danger to make you afraid. I expose it so you may walk in light. So when I call in the night, answer. When your focus slips in the storm, cry out. When your lamp feels low, return to the secret place. When the road is interrupted, ask what mercy is hidden in the pause. Biblical warnings are not signs that I have left, my children. They are invitations to return while there is still time, while the heart can still hear, while the path can still be corrected, while mercy is standing before consequence and saying, Come back, my child. Come back into the light. So how do you respond today, my child, without panic, without pride, and without delay? You begin by pausing. Not every unease requires an instant decision, but every holy warning deserves attention. Pause before you explain it away. Pause before you rush to act. Pause before you tell yourself it is nothing simply because it is inconvenient. Bring your feet to stillness and let your heart become quiet before me. For panic will try to move you before wisdom speaks, and pride will try to silence what humility would have brought into the light. Pray, my beloved. Do not only think about the unease. Do not only talk about it in circles. Do not rehearse every possibility until your mind becomes weary. Come to me and say plainly, Father, I do not want to be led by fear, but I also refuse to ignore your warning. Let that confession open the door. Let it become the place where fear loses its authority and obedience receives its strength. I am not offended by your need for confirmation. I am not displeased when you ask for clarity, but ask as a child who trusts, not as one demanding signs because fear has taken the throne. Then test what you feel by my word. My spirit will not lead you against my truth. If the unease is pulling you towards secrecy, bitterness, manipulation, revenge, compromise, or confusion, bring it under the lamp of Scripture. As it is written, Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Psalm 119, 105. My word will steady what emotion has shaken. My word will expose what desire has excused. My word will divide between the noise that torments and the warning that protects. Do not call something discernment if it produces suspicion without love, accusation without truth, or urgency without peace. Seek wise counsel, my child, but choose carefully who you allow to speak into what I am showing you. Do not run only to people who will agree with your desire. Do not choose counsel that flatters your emotions and avoids your obedience. Seek those who fear me, those who know my word, those who will not use your vulnerability to control you, those who can listen without feeding panic. As it is written, in the multitude of counselors there is safety. Proverbs 11:14. Safety does not mean every voice is equal. Safety means wisdom is weighed in the light. Watch the fruit. Does this person, place, pattern, opportunity, or decision draw you nearer to me, or does it slowly make prayer feel distant? Does it produce peaceable fruit, humility, honesty, purity, patience, and clarity? Or does it continually produce confusion, hiding, striving, compromise, and heaviness? Do you become more awake in my presence, or more numb to my voice? My beloved, fruit reveals roots. A thing may begin beautifully and still bear fruit that warns you. Do not ignore the fruit because you love the appearance of the tree. And wait for peace before moving forward. Not the peace of getting your own way, not the peace of silencing every question, not the peace that comes from deciding quickly so you no longer have to wrestle. Wait for the peace that guards. Wait for the peace that can stand in the presence of truth. Wait for the peace that remains after prayer, scripture, counsel, surrender, and time. As it is written, let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Colossians 3:15. Let peace rule. Let it govern. Let it stand as an umpire at the gate of your decision. Do not ignore the unease because obedience feels inconvenient. Do not obey panic and call it my voice. The right response to holy unease is prayerful obedience. I am not leading you into bondage. I am leading you away from confusion and into clean steps. I am protecting your timing. I am restoring clarity. I am teaching you to walk without being ruled by fear, pressure, appetite, or the approval of others. Today, take one obedient step. Make the call you have delayed. End the conversation you know is pulling you away. Ask the question you have avoided. Open the scripture you have neglected. Sit in my presence before you move. If I say wait, wait with trust. If I say release, release with courage. If I say proceed, proceed with humility. I do not measure you by speed, but by direction. One surrendered step in. My light is better than many hurried steps in confusion. Come now, my child. Let me lead you in the way of peace. Now pray with me, my child, not with fear, but with trust. Father, quiet every anxious voice within me. Silence the noise that makes wisdom hard to hear. Calm the storm of my thoughts and teach my heart to recognize the difference between fear that torments and discernment that protects. I do not want to be led by panic, pride, desire, pressure, or confusion. I want to be led by your Spirit. Sharpen my discernment. Make my heart sensitive again. Let me notice when peace lifts. Let me pause when your hand restrains me. Let me listen when you are warning me, even if I do not yet understand everything you are protecting me from. Father, expose every hidden danger that I cannot see. Reveal what is disguised as opportunity but carries destruction. Reveal what appears harmless but is slowly pulling my heart away from you. Reveal wrong motives, false peace, unhealthy attachments, rushed decisions, and doors I am not meant to force open. If there is anything in my life that is covered in darkness, bring it into your light. If there is anything I have been defending that you are asking me to surrender, soften my heart. If there is anything I have called normal that you are calling dangerous, awaken me with mercy. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. Lead me in the way everlasting. Close every harmful door, Father. Close the door that would cost me my peace. Close the door that would pull me into compromise. Close the door that would attach me to confusion, deception, delay, or spiritual heaviness. And give me the humility not to fight the door you close. Give me the courage not to grieve what you are preventing more than I trust the love that is protecting me. Confirm the path of peace. Let your word be a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Let your peace rule in my heart. Let my steps be ordered by you, even when they are slower than I expected, even when they are different from what I planned. I declare protection over your mind, my beloved, protection from torment, confusion, accusation, and restless thoughts that try to imitate my voice. I declare protection over your home, that peace will dwell there, that darkness will be exposed, and that no hidden influence will rule what belongs to me. I declare protection over your relationships, that what is sent by me will be strengthened, and what is sent to drain, deceive, or distract, you will lose its hold. I declare protection over your decisions, your timing, your obedience, your spiritual sensitivity, and your ability to hear when I whisper, wait, release, return, or proceed. You will not be ruled by fear. You will not ignore holy caution. You will not harden your heart when I am gently warning you. You will not call disobedience peace. You will not force open what I have closed in mercy. You will walk in the light, and the light will make clear what confusion tried to hide. As it is written, the Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore. Psalm 121:8. And if this prayer is yours today, write this declaration in the comments. I will not ignore the warning of the Holy Spirit. Let it be a witness from your heart that you are choosing to listen, to pause, to surrender, and to walk in the light. And if you need prayer for discernment, protection, or peace, leave your prayer request in the comments and let others stand with you in faith. Share this message with someone who has been feeling uneasy and does not know why. Like this video if it helped you recognize my protection in what you have been feeling. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you can continue receiving messages that strengthen your faith and bring clarity to your spirit. My child, I am not leading you into fear. I am leading you into light. Remain with me, listen, and walk in peace. Amen.